Anybody familiar with the term people first language? Can you explain to us what it is?
Saying the person first and the diagnosis second. So instead
Okay.
of autistic person, person with autism.
Okay, excellent. So it's viewing them as a person rather than as a disability. So when we see this picture of this guy here, how do we describe it? Throw some descriptors that just come out for you.
Blonde.
Blonde, okay. You switched from boy, you did boy yesterday. Anybody else?
Happy.
Happy. Yeah, he is. He's playing a really fun game. It's super cool. Anybody else? Child? Okay. Nobody said autism. Huh. He's a boy. He happens to have autism, but he's an artist. Oh, he's a good artist, too. This was actually at a camp. So we're playing spy training. And those red lines you see in the background, that's yarn. Those are the laser beams. And so, you take the step over, doing all this kind of crazy stuff so it's spy training, it's fun. But so that's what he's doing, so he's having a great time, right? And so when we were at camp, he drew pictures, he called them his children. And I don't know what cartoon thing that they were, but really good, really talented, and he carried them with him everywhere. But, so he's artistic. I'm okay with calling him artistic. Autistic? I'm going to shy away from that. Because the list of similarities that we have is so great. The list of things that make us different tend to be so small. So why would we focus on that which separates us rather than that which brings us together? That is the point of people first language. So this next guy, throw out a descriptor of him. Anybody?
Likes ice cream.
He loves ice cream. He's a boy. Nobody said Down syndrome. Again, could it be because it doesn't matter? That's what I hope. That's what I hope we can get to, is that he is a boy. He is a boy who needs Jesus. He's about to graduate from high school now. It totally freaks me out. He was 8 when I first met him, and now he's getting ready to graduate. But he is my friend. He proposed to my wife for me. He did. So I was his teacher in school, so we had to be careful about the relationship. But then when I moved over to the ministry side, I could be his friend, and I befriended his family and all this. And so we would get together, and we would go eat ice cream, and we would eat pizza, and go to movies, and all these kinds of things. And then when I started dating my wife, she would come on these play dates with us. Every single time my wife walked in, he'd run into the kitchen, grab a twist tie from a loaf of bread, wrap it into a ring, get down on a knee, and say, "Deb, marry Ben." Dude, my girl, get out, But every time he did this, and every time she said yes, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" I knew we were playing. But so then when it came time, I'm like, you know what? I really do want to marry her. So then I called his mom. And I told her my plan, and when she finished crying about 5 minutes later, she said, "Yes, I would love for you to do that." So then we do it, and Deb's all, and so we get engaged by him, and he's the ring bearer in my wedding. And I still don't know who was more excited when Deb was coming down the aisle, me or him, because he's just like, and I'm like, and never once during that day did I go up to anybody and say, "Hey, my ring bearer's got Down syndrome, so just know that." No! Ben's my friend. Ben's my friend, and I was honored to have him there. And honored to have him propose to Deborah for me. And to see his excitement to be a part of the day, what a joy. And in that, I saw Christ too. And it was beautiful to have him be a part of that. And I would never dream to taint that with anything other than, he's an awesome kid, and I love it that he's here. Last one. I'm going to cut this one a little short, not because of anything, but because I want to move forward. Remember the story I told you about Abby? This is Abby. Oh, she's gorgeous, isn't she? So if you see these chains, that's a swing. This is her wheelchair right here. It's the first time she'd ever been on a swing. This was a swing that has a platform on it that folds down. Parents wheeled the chair up, locked it all in, put it back up, and just swing it. So she felt free for the first time right here. That smile, are you kidding me? Tell me that she's not gifted. But the world looks at her and says, oh, poor Abby. And I look at her and I say, thank you, God, for putting this little girl in my life so that she can affect me in such an amazing way. A church without these guys, you're missing out. Oh my goodness, are you missing out? So again, that's why we're here, to get these kids to Jesus and to bless all of us in the midst of it. So people first language. You will have some parents who will say, this is my autistic son. That's fine for them to say. It's the mom, the dad, whomever. They are totally fine with saying that. Please don't you guys be the one to say that, because some families will find it offensive. So I don't want the words that we use to be the reason that a family goes home and says, I'm never going back there. Let's not do that. Let's be loving. Let's be Christ to these people. And so if that means we've got to throw a few extra words into the sentence because we order things differently, do it. Words are cheap, right? I can throw out as many as I want right now. It doesn't cost me a dime. So rather than saying disabled person, person with a disability, sure, it takes me longer. But it's so worth it. Because if that's the reason that a family says, they use people first language, they get it. If that could be the avenue, man, let's be that. Let's be that.